It's only been a week, but we have already seen gate crashes and gaffes and plenty of political lines. So let's take a look at how it all played out. It wasn't the start that Anthony Albanese was looking for, and it would have been hard to miss this gaffe at the beginning of the week.
What's the national unemployment rate?
National unemployment rate at the moment is, I think it's 5.4, sorry. I'm not sure what it is.
Anthony Albanese came back and attempted to spin it, along with the rest of the Labor campaign, that this wasn't a test on who had the better memory. And in fact, the way that he handled the mistake showed that he'd be a better Prime Minister because he was honest about it and willing to own up to his mistakes.
I'm human, but when I make a mistake, I'll fess up to it and I'll set about correcting that mistake.
It also started a week of whether gotcha journalism was actually journalism, and that reached a crescendo on Wednesday when the Greens leader, Adam Bandt, was asked his own gotcha question, this time on the wage index, and had this to say in response.
Google it, mate. I mean, like, I am sick. If you want to know why people are turning off politics.
While everyone was talking about this, what they weren't talking about was Alan Tudge and whether or not he was still a minister in the government.
Is Alan Tudge still a cabinet minister? I'm a little confused.
He's technically still part of the cabinet.
We had heard last month that Alan Tudge had decided to step away from the front bench, and Scott Morrison supported him in that decision. But then we heard earlier this week,
should Mr Tudge wish to return, I know he will.
Now it gets a little complicated, but stay with us.
Mr Tudge had a consensual affair with his staffer Rochelle Miller, who late last year alleged he had been emotionally and on one occasion physically abusive, allegations he strenuously denies.
Which launched an inquiry into what happened. That inquiry, which Miss Miller did not participate in, found that what they looked at, there was no evidence of wrongdoing with Mr Tudge. But...
OK, Prime Minister, if he's done nothing wrong, why is the taxpayer on the hook for hundreds of thousands of dollars to Rochelle Miller?
Well, I can't confirm that payment. I don't have any visibility on those issues.
Well,
they're private matters.
But late on Thursday, Rochelle Miller released a statement through her lawyers, which seemed to lay down the gauntlet to the government.
Ms Miller wishes to remove any impediment which prevents the Prime Minister from giving a full and truthful account of matters he now feels constrained to avoid answering. And I feel like I'm about to explode.
Scott Morrison found himself in more hot water towards the end of the week over his failure to set up a national corruption watchdog.
Talking about a National Integrity Commission, you are asking Australians to trust you, and you haven't delivered on a promise about trust, about integrity. So how can Australians trust you when...
Scott Morrison blamed Labor for not being able to meet that election commitment from the last election.
It's a rather bizarre statement that the reason was because Labor didn't support his model.
What it comes down to is he didn't have the support within his own side of politics to get the legislation through the Parliament.
What are you scared of, Prime Minister?
There wasn't a huge amount of cohesion to the campaign so far this week, which you would expect given that they've only been on the road for about 4 or so days. The coalition's main message so far is you can't trust a Labor government, but you know us, so you can trust us. Even if we didn't meet our commitments from the last election, we will meet them for the next election. While Labor's message is you can trust us to do a better job than what you've seen the last mob do over the last decade. Not overly inspiring at the moment.